The inquiry into the worst treatment disaster in NHS history has been told the final report on the contaminated blood scandal will criticise individuals and will be delayed until the autumn. Its chair, the former High Court judge Sir Brian Langstaff, made his closing remarks after hearing the final evidence 5.5 years after the government ordered the public hearings. Here's our health correspondent, Jim Reid.
This scandal saw more than 1,200 people infected with HIV after being given a blood product on the NHS to control the disorder Hemophilia. Tens of thousands more contracted another virus, hepatitis C, through the same treatment or a blood transfusion. Colin Smith's son, also called Colin, was one of hundreds of young children infected at the time.
My youngest son was born in 1982. 2 years later, he's a haemophiliac. He was told he was HIV. He had pretty serious health problems then up until he was 7 when he died. 3 years after he died, they contacted a family, called us all in and told us that he also had hepatitis C, but he'd been dead for 3 years before we found that out.
Since starting work in 2018, the inquiry's legal team has analysed more than 100,000 documents and questioned 370 witnesses. In his closing remarks, the chairman, Sir Brian Langstaff, said his final report would now be published in the autumn, later than planned, to allow time for those individuals and institutions criticised to respond. Last year, the government agreed to pay out £400 million in interim compensation to some victims of the scandal. That could be extended after Sir Brian said he planned to send ministers his final recommendations on compensation by Easter.